actually, for the first time, we're actually broadcasting from HP Discover, which is our large customer event. We have thousands of our customers and partners here. Yesterday, we had some great product news and services news from our printing and personal systems group. And today, what we're going to do is shift our focus from there to our converged infrastructure. Now, today, what we're going to do is really show you how we're extending the leadership that we've built in converged infrastructure with a couple of products. One from the server perspective, and then also from our storage portfolio. So to start us off, please welcome Dave Donatelli, HP's Executive Vice President, Enterprise Group. Dave?
Hi, Lynn, and welcome, everybody. Well, as you heard Lynn say, from an HP perspective, we've seen three major trends happening in infrastructure. And we've talked about these for several years now. One that we named called converged infrastructure, which is really the first major remake of infrastructure in about 25 years. And it's moving us away from the client-server era into an era where it's more efficient for customers to run infrastructure that's been designed holistically, encompassing servers, storage, and networking. The next big trend that we've been driving, as well as the industry's been driving, is cloud. And HP's Converged Cloud covers all aspects of cloud, whether it's a private cloud, whether it's a managed cloud that people can consume as a service from us, or whether it's a public cloud. And the final one that everybody's been talking about this year is the software-defined data center. All three of these trends are important. All three are changing the infrastructure market. All three we believe Hewlett-Packard is leading. And I don't just say that with empty words. If you look at us, we have real products in the market, generating real revenue at customers of all sizes all around the world. If you look at our converged infrastructure, more customers every day are finding it more efficient to buy servers, storage, and networking from us. In today's meeting, we're going to be talking about storage. When our last fiscal Q2, you saw our converged storage products grow more than 48% year over year, significantly faster than the rate of growth in the marketplace. Our private cloud, called Cloud System, now has approximately 1,000 customers around the world who are using our private cloud technology to automate their data centers, to burst out to various public clouds, to in essence make their IT a much more efficient place, to enable them to have the agility and the speed to keep up with their business and the requirements of today's marketplace. And then finally, the software-defined data center. While many people talk about this term, and it clearly is a buzzword in the industry today, we are the only company that is shipping products across all the major aspects of software-defined IT. Just in April, we announced our first software-defined server. We have over 6 years of leadership in our software-defined storage. And we believe we're the leader in software-defined networking. Having recently just won an award for our software-defined networking product set. So real products in the marketplace today being used by real customers. So our first announcement we're going to make today is regarding our server business. As you know, we've been the leader in the industry standard server market for many, many years. And today's announcement is about the entry level of the marketplace with our Generation 8 technology. We have 3 new servers to announce. The first is a DL320E. Again, it's part of our Gen 8 family. And what you'll see across all of these servers is that even though they're built for the entry level, they have all the aspects that you've come to know and trust from our Generation 8 technology. They're high performance, they're highly reliable, and they're very, very easy to manage as compared to prior generation servers, either from HP or from our competition. The 320 is designed to be an embedded server. It can run on the back of a Jeep, it can run embedded in a factory machine, it can run embedded in a telco. There's a big market for that industry out there, for those various types of applications out there, and that's what that server is designed to do. The next server we're announcing today is the ML310 Gen 8. This is a one-piece server, specifically designed for branch offices and remote locations. So as you can imagine, we have many, many customers who run our Gen 8 servers in the core of their data center, or in larger remote data centers that they have. But they also have a need to make sure that they have servers available for smaller locations where they still want the reliability, the ease of management of a Gen 8 server. And that's what the 310 does. And then finally, our microserver is the server you see right here on the stage. And this, I think, is a really interesting product, because what you have in the microserver is really a complete environment in an incredibly small form factor and a very low price. And you can use this if you think about the various applications, everything from running a small legal office to a dental office to a small company. I like to say it's so inexpensive, it's even perfect for home use. So if you have your young entrepreneur who wants to start their own .com, for pretty much what you pay for, in essence, a tablet, you can have a server that has storage. There's an add-on in the top of networking. So server, storage, networking. And it also comes in various colors so you can customize. Since it is the graduation season, I think it's a perfect gift for any new graduate that you have out there. And for how much college costs these days, hopefully your kid will get a good return and start a company and pay you back. So that's what's happening in servers. The second big thing we want to talk about today is our storage business and what's happening here. And storage has been an incredibly exciting market for Hewlett-Packard, particularly since our acquisition of 3PAR. And if you look at it, as we mentioned, we believe the world is moving to a next generation of storage as part of the move to converged infrastructure. And here we have seen tremendous growth. If you look at our converged storage products, again, we're 48% in our last publicly reported quarter. 3PAR, although it's always been growing fast, has seen its growth accelerate even faster. It grew at 82% year over year. And from a revenue perspective, we've exceeded the $1 billion run rate of revenue on an annualized basis. So we've taken this product line, which used to be under $200 million, and grown it more than fivefold since it's become part of the HP family. And the reason why that's happened is we've done that by always leading the market in new technology. And that's what we're excited to talk about today, how we have new technology and new solutions for 3PAR again. And then finally, our StoreOnce product, which is our backup product that was invented by HP Labs, has grown more than 50% year over year in the first half of 2013. So why do customers find our storage products so exciting? Why are they growing at the growth rates that they are? We really think that we deliver ROI, or return on investment, to the power of 3. In essence, we offer customers a value proposition where we give them more return on their information. In essence, using technologies from our stores as well as autonomy and third-party software and analytics so that people can make better business decisions. They can understand what's in their information in a more unique way, in a faster way than anybody else. And that gives them more return on their information by having better value and understanding what they have. Secondly, one of the challenges people have always had with storage is that they want to store more things. There's more data, as we all know, being created every minute of every day today. But to do that, they need to see a good return. And that means storage has to become always more efficient. Costs have to come down, and it has to get easier to manage because you're managing more. You need more agility. And we can do that through our data mobility we have and the ability we have to maximize utilization for our customers. In essence, storing data more efficiently in less space than competitors' products. And then finally, people want to return on their IT staff. They want them doing proactive projects that advance the business versus spending their time doing manual management tasks. And we allow them to save time, our customers to save time and reduce their complexity due to the ease of management that our storage products offer. So if we look at what's happening in the marketplace today, as I mentioned, there's all these 3 trends out in the marketplace that are causing major disruptions to the legacy suppliers in the marketplace. With today's announcements, we want to concentrate on 2 of those disruptions. The first is the disruption around flash optimized storage, and the second is the disruption around software-defined storage. So if we look at the flash disruption, it's really set up to an interesting place in the marketplace, where there's different camps out there. And the challenge with these different camps from a customer perspective is that currently, until today, there's been no good solution. So that if you were a customer, you had to pick a compromise solution. And in picking a compromise solution, it means just what we just said, suboptimal. So why is that? Well, people want to move to Flash. And to move to Flash, to get there, the real considerations are around performance, around efficiency, around endurance. Because Flash has new technologies that you have to make sure have enough runway so they last for a long period of time. And at the same time, people need to make sure they have all the storage management software, whether it's high availability software, whether it's replication software, whether it's quality of service software, to make sure they can run their business. And the compromise has been that there's been no product in the marketplace that has met all these requirements. If you look at the general purpose or legacy vendors that have been out there for a long period of time, they designed their architectures long before Flash came out. So the problem they have is that Flash is much faster than their architecture can handle. In essence, Flash, you get the technology in the array, you don't get the performance out of the array because of the bottleneck. So the compromise they've had to offer customers is to go actually acquire a different technology, bring out a different storage silo, make the customer's environment that much more complex. On the other side of the scale, there was a bunch of startups. And they said, okay, we'll solve this problem by just designing from the ground up. Now, when you design from the ground up, the good news is you design an architecture that doesn't have the bottleneck that the legacy architectures have. But you don't have all that rich software, in essence, the operating system, that provides the resiliency features, the manageability features, all the integration into the enterprise that's required to really run storage today. And again, I left customers with a bad choice. Pick a slow legacy device, or pick a new fast device, but no feature function. We want to solve that problem for customers, and you'll hear about in a minute how we're going to do that. But that's not it. In the future, these technologies are growing and changing very, very quickly. And we're going to go in the near term, nearer than most would imagine, to next generation NVMe. And with those architectures, you're going to also have to contemplate how do you change designs again. And again, this is a place where Hewlett Packard's at the forefront. With our HP labs and our technologies like Metastir, we've been for more than a decade developing these next generation technologies that will impact the way storage is designed, both from a speed, reliability, and an endurance perspective. So when we look at this problem, we look at solving the complete problem. Today's speed issues, today's speed function issues, tomorrow's next generation technology issues. You'll hear in a moment how we're going to do that. The next topic we're going to talk to you about today is software-defined storage. And again, as you heard me say a moment ago, the difference between us and everybody else is that we have real products in the marketplace. And why is this happening? Why can real products exist in the marketplace today? Well, if you look at it, a number of things are changing in the industry that is making software-defined storage possible. Server hardware, we just announced some news just a minute ago, is getting more powerful by the day. Virtualized applications are becoming more prevalent in the data center. Disk performance and capacity continues to grow. And just about every customer we talk about is under economic pressure to figure out the most cost-effective way to classify and store their data. Now, we believe when we talk about software-defined storage, the most important thing first to do is actually to define what it is. So by our definition, software-defined storage is hardware agnostic. So meaning it works on any x86 server, HPs or other brands, or any storage array. Truly agnostic, customer choice wherever they want to run on it. Second of all, we believe it needs to be hypervisor independent. So it can run on VMware, it can run on Hyper-V. Let the customer decide which hypervisor they want to use. And then finally, it needs to be federated and scale out capable, so that you can scale it out across several servers. You can have them work together, and you can have the full feature functionality of a traditional storage software stack. So what's HP been doing here? Well, for primary storage, our Store Virtual product and appliance has been in the marketplace since 2007. We have shipped more than 170,000 downloads of the product. It has rich data services, so virtually anything you can do on a storage array, this product has. It's flexible. You can use it with Hyper-V or VMware, customer choice. And you can run on any branded server or storage you want. To give you an example that you see on the slide is we have very large and significant customers who've already made the move to software-defined storage with Hewlett-Packard. And this, I think, is a pretty good example to show you the change and the disruption that can happen when you move to software-defined storage. This is a large Fortune 50 global retailer. Out in all their distribution sites, they have many distribution sites around the world, so in this case 150 of them, they had a legacy environment. And in that legacy environment, they had 2,100 Dell servers, 150 EqualLogic storage arrays, and 2,100 VMware licenses. By moving to our Store Virtual VSA, they are down to 450 servers, 450 licenses, no external storage arrays, and 450 VMware licenses. So the choice was really simple. We could reduce what they were doing by over 1,650 servers and licenses in order to meet their storage requirements. Save them 61% cost, 81% in space, 83% less power. So what are we going to announce today? Well, first, the first no-compromise flash solution in the industry today. It's our performance without compromise, the 3-PAR StorServe 7450. In addition to that, we'll announce new 3-PAR hardware and software enhancements, and a new 3-PAR StorFabric 16 gigabyte infrastructure. For software-defined storage, you heard me talk about everything we can do in primary storage. We're taking all those same concepts now to backup of storage. So our first software-defined backup product called StorOnce VSA, as well as our new tape drive, the StorEver 6480, and new Data Protector 8 enhancements. So with that, let's roll it in.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Senior Vice President and General Manager, HP Storage, David Scott.
Good morning. I'm delighted to be here to talk about accelerating the next era of storage for the new style of IT. Let me first set some context. Many customers that we talk to are facing tremendous fragmented complexity in their environments. Many of the leading legacy storage vendors offer multiple primary storage architectures, high-end tier 1 mission critical architectures, then a different architecture for mid-range, a third for entry-level storage. In the world of all flash arrays, another silo, and then technology to try and hook them all together. Even in the space of information retention, they have 3 different architectures, one for file, one for object, one for archive. And in the space of information protection and backup, 2 different disk-based backup solutions. This is a tremendous amount of fragmented complexity from a lot of divergent storage architectures that creates a great deal of inefficiency for customers. They have to train on different architectures. The management approaches are different. They have difficulty interoperating for agility, And also there's problems replicating between all of these different architectures without additional cost and complexity. And we believe that this does not serve customers well. Our vision for converged storage is something completely different. Our vision is that of delivering what we call polymorphic simplicity. What does polymorphic mean? It means something that comes in many different shapes and sizes, and it refers in this case to our storage architectures. One primary storage architecture, one architecture for information retention and protection, which turn around and can have scalability from entry-level platforms through the mid-range to high-end, have common approaches to file, block, and object technologies, offer common rich data services within each architecture, and it can handle the transition from hard disk drive technology and mixed hard disk drive and solid-state disk technology to the all-flash optimized world of the future. And it also prepares you for this evolution to software-defined storage. And because it's polymorphic, i.e. it's an architecture that can come in many shapes and sizes, it means one approach to training for primary storage and one approach to training for information retention and protection. It means common manageability approach. It means easy interoperability as well as easy replication. A tremendous advantage of simplifying the environments for our customers, and that's why we call it polymorphic simplicity. So let's get into it, and first talk about the intersection of this exciting new technology of flash-optimized arrays with general-purpose arrays that offer Tier 1 mission-critical functionality without creating an additional silo. If you look at what we have introduced with 3PAR over time, we already demonstrated its polymorphic architectural qualities. First, we started with the high-end 10,000 series. Some people knew it as the V-class platform, really focused on when scale matters, being able to meet the needs of the largest enterprises with mission-critical Tier 1 functionality, specifically tuned to help address the new challenges of unpredictable environments that you find in the delivery of IT as a service. And last December, we created a complete revolution in the industry by taking that same architecture and bringing it down to a level of mid-range affordability with the new 7000 series that had an entry price point that started under $25,000. This 7000 series, the 7200 and 7400 combined, have been the fastest growing enterprise product HP has introduced in its history since last December. And David talked about some of the growth rates that we're seeing. So this is a solution for when value matters for customers. But what about when performance matters? As David talked about, there are a set of new startups in the industry, and their entire focus has been trying to solve the performance bottleneck issues, as well as issues associated with efficiency, because flash is a more expensive media, and you want to use compaction technologies to drive up its utilization efficiency, to drive down cost. But you also want to recognize that flash technologies have worse endurance characteristics than typical hard disk drives. And so you need technologies that spread the wear across these flash media in a much better way than traditional architectures have done. And that is what platforms like Violin and Extreme.io have delivered to the marketplace. The problem is that they haven't been able, because they are very new, immature technologies, to deliver the system-level resiliency, the Tier 1 mission-critical functionality that such a high-performance, valuable asset needs. And in fact, the only way to find it is through traditional legacy architectures, often from companies like EMC, like their VMAX high-end technology. But as Dave also pointed out, that's challenged because that architecture was designed 25 years ago, before flash was even a consideration, and so it doesn't have the architectural support to handle the performance and efficiency bottlenecks that are faced. Only HP, with the 3-part architecture, has a modern architecture that was designed with the ability to handle the performance demands of flash as well as the efficiency requirements and the endurance requirements, that adds to that a proven architecture for Tier 1 mission-critical resilience with all of the rich data services functionality that is expected. And beyond any of the other architectures, provides tremendously easy peer-to-peer federated storage to enable data mobility, online transactions, to provide total agility for the enterprise. Now that's just up on a slide. The proof of the pudding is, can you deliver products that prove this value proposition? And today, what I'm pleased to do is introduce the new HP 3-part StoreServe 7450 all-flash array. This new all-flash array uses exactly the same architecture as other members of the 3-part family, but when performance matters, it turns around and delivers a staggering 554,000 IOs per second. How does it do it? The new 7450 delivers, first of all, acceleration, building up on its massively parallelized architecture that is hardware accelerated through its own specialized ASIC. What we've done is enhance with new functionality, optimization of latency characteristics through cache flushing algorithms and the way we